Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to design axially loaded columns. Axially loaded columns. In the previous video, we have seen the basics of column and what all criteria we have to satisfy so as to design a column. So in this video, we are going to design short axially loaded column, or you can call it as a concentrically loaded columns. So we have to check for whether it is short column or long column, that is L by D ratio. If it is less than 12, we can design it as a short column. Then next is we have to check whether it is axially loaded with uniaxial or biaxial bending, or whether it is axially loaded. So therefore what happens that we have to check the minimum eccentricity should not exceed 0.05 times the lateral dimensions. That is, E minimum should not be greater than or equal to 0.05 times of D. So this what code says we have to design for minimum eccentricity. So that E minimum it is being calculated using formula, that is unsupported length L by 500 plus lateral dimension by 30. If it is less, if it is satisfying this criteria, then we can design it as a short axially loaded column. So now this is the equation which we are going to design a column. PU is equal to zero point 0.4 FCK into AC plus 0.67 F of Y into ASE. So PU is nothing but the axial load on the column. Then next is FCK is characteristic compressive strength of concrete. AC is nothing but the area of concrete. So what happens is that if you see this is the concrete column. I am showing you the cross section. So here in this what happens that we are going to provide the reinforcement. So this has to be deducted what value we get, so that will be the area of concrete. So how do we calculate AG? That is nothing but the gross area minus of area of steel. AS is nothing but the area of longitudinal reinforcement for column, and F of Y is nothing but the characteristic strength of steel. So with the help of this formula, we are going to design a short axially loaded column. So let us try to solve one problem. So determine the load carrying capacity of a column of size 300 by 400 reinforced with 6 bars of 20 mm dia. So in this what they have given is they have given one column, so which is of size 300 by 400. So for example this is 300 and this is 400. So in this column there are 6 bars of 20 mm dia. This is 1 bar, 2 bar, 3, 4 and 5 and 6. Like this, size is 300 by 400, and in between this there are 6 bar which are being provided. Grade of concrete is FCK is 20 and FY is 415. So if this is the section and this is the reinforcement, what is its load carrying capacity? That means how much load this column can take. Assume that the column is short. So let us try to solve this problem now. So here first let us try to calculate the area of steel. So what they have given? They have given 6 bars of 20 mm dia. So therefore pi by 4 into d square. This is nothing but area of 1 bar multiplied by 6 means we are going to get total area of steel, which comes out to be 1884 mm square. Then next is gross area of column. So they have given size of the column as 300 by 400. If you multiply, we are going to get the gross area of the column, that is 120000 mm square. Then next is we can calculate area of concrete, that is gross area minus of area of steel. This is the gross area minus area of steel, so which comes out to be 11816 mm square. This is nothing but the area of concrete. Then next we can use this formula to design the short axially loaded column, that is PU is equal to zero point 0.4 FCK into AC plus 0.67 F of Y into ASC. So FCK is 20, AC is just now we have calculated plus Fy is 415, AS is 1884. So load comes out to be PU comes out to be 1468. So this will be the factored load. So if you want to calculate the safe load coming on the column, so you have to divide it by factor of safety, that is 1.5. So therefore 1468.77 divided by 1.5, we will be getting answer as 979 kilonewton. So this will be the load carrying capacity of the column. So when you provide a column of size 300 by 400 with 6 bars of 20 dia, so it can carry a load of 979 kilonewtons. Then next, let us try to see this problem. Determine the steel required to carry a load of 980 kilonewton on a rectangular column of size 300 by 400. FCK is 20 and Fy is 415. So here in this question now, so we have one column which is of size 300 by 400. So now load coming on this is 980 kilonewtons. 980 kilonewtons. So what is the steel required, means how much steel I have to put it in this column. So we have to calculate this. Assume the column is short. So this is the equation. Pu is equal to 0 0.4 FCK into FCK into AC plus 0.67 FFI into ASC. So load is given as 980. We will make it as a factored load, that is 1.5 multiplied by 980 into 10 raised to 3. The next is 0 0.4 FCK is 20. Next is AC, area of concrete. So that is gross area minus area of steel. Gross area is 300 by 400 is the size of the column, minus area of steel, that is ASC. This is what we have to calculate. So therefore we'll keep it as it is, plus 0.67 F of Y is 415 plus ASC is nothing but the area of steel which we have to calculate. So this is the equation in which we have substituted. So this is one equation, one unknown we have. So therefore if you simplify this, we will be getting answer as 188.5 mm square. That means this much area of steel is required. So let us try to check what is the percentage of steel. So how do you calculate? Total what you can say, area of steel required divided by the total area, gross area, that is 300 by 400 multiplied by 100. Area required by total area of the column multiplied by 100, we are going to get the percentage of steel, which comes out to be 1.57 percentage. So which is greater than 0.8 percentage as well as less than 6 percentage. So therefore this is satisfying the criteria. So therefore we don't have any problem. So for this area we are going to provide the bars. So what we can do, how you can calculate the number of bars now. If you want to calculate the number of bars, so what we can do, this is the total area required divided by area of one bar. So pi by 4 into what you can say, I will use 20 bar. So pi by 4 into 20 square. Total area divided by area of one bar, we'll get the numbers. So which comes out to be 6 numbers. So what we can do, we can provide 6 bars of 20 dia. 6 bars of 20 dia. Then next let us try to see this problem. Design a axially loaded column, tied column 400 by 400 pinned at both ends with an unsupported length of 3 meters. So here they have given the unsupported length. So we have to calculate the effective length by using the IS code for carrying a factored load of 2300 kilonewton. So this is nothing but the total axial load what they have given. Use M20 grade of concrete and Fe415 steel. So column size they have given 400 by 400. So they have given unsupported length which is 3 meters and they have given an axial load of 2300 kilonewton. Then next is we have to calculate the effective length. So as to calculate this effective length, we can use the code book. In the code book they have given the effective length. So here in this, at the end they have given one table. You can see now this is the effective length calculation. So here if you see, so ours is both ends pinned. So both ends pinned means we have to refer this table. So both ends pinned means this is the case, effectively held in position at both ends but not restrained against rotation. These are means both ends are pinned. They are held in position but not restrained against rotation. So therefore it will be 1L, that is unsupported length. So therefore length is 3 multiplied by coefficient is 1. So 3 multiplied by 1, that will be equal to 3 meters. This will be the effective length of column. So if different what you can say different types of what you can say degree of end resistance of compression members are given, accordingly we have to use this coefficient to calculate the effective length of the columns. Then next is we have to check for the slenderness ratio, L by D and L by B ratio. So L is 3000, just now we have calculated, divided by 400, as it is a square column, so size is 400. So therefore 3000 by 400, which comes out to be 7.5. So it is less than 12. So this ratio is less than 12. So therefore we are going to design it as a short column. Then next we will calculate the minimum eccentricity. So L divided by 500 plus D divided by 30. So L is nothing but effective length 3 divided by 500 plus D is 400 divided by 30, which comes out to be 19.33. So it should not be greater than 0.05 times of D. So 0.05 times of D is nothing but 400, so which comes out to be 20. So this is 19.33. It is less than 0.05 D. So therefore this can be designed as a axially loaded column. Then next is again we have this equation Pu is equal to 0.4 FCK AC plus 0.67 FO5 into ASC. So load is already given 2300 into 10 raised to 3, that is equal to 0.4 FCK is 20, AC is nothing but total area, gross area, that is 400 multiplied by 400 minus of area of steel plus 0.67 F of I is 415, AS is kept as it is. So area of steel required will be 3777 mm square. So let us try to check percentage of steel, whether it is going to lie between point greater than zero point 0.8 and less than 6 percentage. So this is the total area of steel required divided by the size of the column multiplied by 100. So which comes out to be 2.36 percentage, which is greater than zero point 0.8 and less than 6 percentage. So therefore it is satisfying the IS code criteria. So therefore this is fine. So we can provide the number of bars. So this we can assume a 25 dia. So this is AS is 3777 divided by pi by 4 into 25 square. Pi by 4 into 25 square, if you do, we'll get numbers where approximately it comes out to be 8 numbers. Always remember, we try to provide even number of bars, 4 bars, 6 bars, 8 bars, in that way. Then next comes is the transverse steel or ties. So one criteria is that diameter of the ties shall not be less than, what you can say, diameter by 4, largest diameter of the bar divided by 4. So 25 divided by 4, which comes out to be 5 mm, or we can say 6 mm. It should, the diameter of the tie shall not be less than 6 mm, or this as per calculation 5 mm. So therefore we can provide let us use 10 mm dia bar, which is greater than 5 mm as well as the 6 mm criteria. Then next comes is spacing. So for spacing also we have certain criteria, already we have seen the last video. One is that it should not be greater than the dimension of the column. So dimension of the column is 400 mm. Another criteria is 16 times the longitudinal reinforcement. So 16 times the longitudinal reinforcement is nothing but 25 mm dia. So therefore 16 multiplied by 25, which comes out to be 400. Or another criteria, this is not the criteria, another criteria is 300 mm. So it should not be greater than this. So therefore what you can do, you can provide 10 mm dia lateral ties about 300 mm, 300 mm center to center, 300 mm center to center. So this is the, what you can say, at the end you have to show the section. So what we can do now, we can draw this column. So this column size is 400 by 400. So we got 8 bars, 1 2 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. In this way what you can do, we can provide what you can say 8 bars of 25 dia. This is the cross section, and at the end you have to show this ties. You have to show this ties. So these ties will be 10 dia about what you can say. You provide 300 center to center, 300 center to center. So don't take this or this. So minimum is 300. We can provide that. Then next is, let us try to see this problem. Design a square and circular column to carry a working load of 980 kilonewton. So one load is being given. First we will try to see, if you are going to design it as a square column, what will be the reinforcement required, and circular column also, what should be the size and reinforcement. Use M20 grade of concrete and Fe415 steel. Assume that column is short. So now we'll try to design first one, that is a square column. So before that we have to assume what percentage of steel. So usually what we do, we are going to assume between 1 to 2 percentage. So let us try to assume 1 percentage of steel. So therefore area of what can say steel, that is 1 percentage of the gross area, 1 percentage of the gross area. So that will be equal to 1 divided by 100 multiplied by ag. So that will be equal to 0.01 ag, that is 0.01 times of the gross area, that is nothing but 1 percentage. Then next is area of concrete, that will be equal to gross area minus the area of steel. So gross area as it is minus ASC, that is area of steel. Area of steel is 1 percentage of gross area, that is 0.01 ag. So which comes out to be 0.99 times of ag. This is nothing but the area of concrete. Then next is, let us use this equation. Pu is equal to 0.4 FCK AC plus 0.67 F of y into ASC. So Pu is 980 into 10 raised to 3 multiplied by the factor of safety, that is 1.5, that is equal to zero point 0.4 FCK is 20 plus multiplied by 0.99 AG. 0.67 F of y is 415, ASC is 0.01 times of AG. So AG comes out to be 137376 mm square. So this is nothing but the total area required. So as we are designing a square column, both the dimension, that is b and d, will remain same. So square root of this area, if you do square root of this area, if you do, we are going to get the size of the column, one side, that is b or d. So it comes out to be 370 mm. But E minimum, as you know, it is a 20 mm. So based on this also, let us try to check. So E minimum, that is equal to 0.05 times of D we have. Based on that, let us try to check. So E minimum divided by D, that is 20 divided by D, that is 370, which comes out to be 0.054, which is greater than 0.05. So therefore will not provide the 370 mm. So based on the criteria, that is E minimum is equal, should be greater than 0.05 times of D. If you cross multiply, already we have seen. So based on that itself, let us try to calculate the dimension of the column. So E minimum divided by 0.05, that is 20 divided by 0.05, which comes out to be 400 mm. So therefore what we do now, we will provide a column of size 400 by 400 mm. So ASC is nothing but area of steel, that is equal to 1 percentage of gross area. So 1 percentage of gross area now, as it is a square column, so dimension is 400 by 400. So which comes out to be 1600 mm square. So this much area of steel is required. So now if you want to calculate the number of bars, so you can divide pi by 4 into d square. So you can assume 25 bars. So pi by 4 into 25 square, you'll get the number which comes out to be approximately 4 numbers. So therefore we can provide 4 bars of 25 die. And if you calculate the percentage of steel, that is area of 1 bar, that is pi by 4 into 25 square multiplied by 4. This is the total area of steel divided by gross section area, that is 400 by 400 multiplied by 100. So which comes out to be 1.22 percentage. So it is greater than 0.8 and it is less than 6 percentage. So therefore it is satisfying the IS code criteria, no problem. Then next we go to the transverse steel lateral ties. So diameter of the bar shall not be greater than the largest diameter of the bar divided by 4, which comes out to be 5.5 mm, or 6 mm is the general criteria. So let us try to use 8 mm dia bar. We can use 8 mm or 10 mm. So next comes is spacing. So spacing, we have three criteria. One is the least dimension, or you can say, of the column, which is 400 mm. Next one is 16 times the diameter of the bar, which comes out to be 400 mm. Another criteria is 300 mm. So we have to provide, you can skip this, you can provide 300 mm. So therefore what we can do, we can provide 8 mm dia bar about 300 mm. Instead of 350, you can make it as 300 mm center to center. So similarly, if you go on designing the circular bar, circular column, so gross area required, already we have calculated, gross area required is this. So in the previous case, we had done square root of this, so as to get the size of the square column. So this is a circular column, so area of this column will be pi by 4 into d square. So let us try to calculate this d. So you bring it this side, that is 4 ag, you bring it this side, divided by pi, and the square will be square root of this. So based on this, we try to calculate the diameter. So if you substitute here, the diameter comes out to be 418 mm, or you can use 420 mm. Then next, let us try to check minimum eccentricity, E divided by D, 20 by 420, which comes out to be 0.047, which is less than 0.05. Hence, okay, we can design it as a axially loaded column. Then next is area of steel, that is equal to 1% of the area of the column, that is pi by 4 into d square. So d is how much? 420. So pi by 4 into 420 square divided by 100, which comes out to be 1384 mm square. So based on this, we can calculate the number of bars. So we can provide 8 number of bars, don't provide 7 bars. So you can provide 8 mm bars. If you use 1384 divided by pi by 4 into 16 square, so which comes out to be approximately 6 point something, or you can provide 8 number of bars, 8 bars of, you can provide 8 bars of 16 mm dia. Then next is regarding the transverse steel. So we have to calculate the diameter of the bar, 1/4 of the diameter of the bar, that is 4 mm or 6 mm, whichever is greater. Then next is, let us try to use 6 mm dia bars. So first criteria is the dimension of the column, that is 420 mm, or 16 times the diameter of the bar, that is 256 mm, which comes out to be 256 mm, or 300 mm. We have 300 mm, so you can provide 6 mm dia bars about, what you can say, 256 here, we can round it off to, we can have a lesser value, that is 250 mm. So we can provide 6 mm dia bars about 250 mm center to center.